Welcome, welcome to this ninth annual, can you believe it's 9 years? Ninth annual HCU School of Nursing and Allied Health, sponsored by the Dean's Development Council. My name is Cambrell Marshall. I am honored to be your MC. In spite of the job that I did last year, I was asked back. That's a good thing. There are second chances for us all. By the way, I want to take a selfie here because right these days my station wants to know that I'm doing things that are good in the community. Hold on. Okay, your turn. So now there's proof that I was behaving with a group of fine, upstanding citizens. Thank you so much for cooperating. I appreciate it. It's wonderful to be here once again as we celebrate this great program here at HCU, this School of Nursing and Allied Health, along with many of the alumni and students who are here. It's always wonderful to see you come together for this event. The Dean's Development Council is very involved, and what it does, it provides support, fundraising, scholarships, and programming. Through the efforts of this group of individuals, we've been able to establish scholarships, we've been able to provide funding for student events, provide faculty support, and assistant initiatives for the School of Nursing and Allied Health. In the past 5 years, the Dean's Development Council has given out at least 10 nursing and allied health scholarships. And at the same time, the Dean's Development Council has honored Lily Jolly by naming a Lily Jolly Excellence Award, which goes to a nursing junior, and also a monetary gift that goes along with that as well. So I'd like to ask at this point in time, the Dean's Development Council Executive Committee and Luncheon Planning Committee to please stand so we can recognize you. Please rise. Can you believe so few people doing all this work? Boy, that's amazing. Jane, you got to ask for a raise. We want to recognize the sponsors of today's luncheon. Couldn't do it without you. Memorial Hermann Southwest, our lead sponsor, Harris Health System, Houston Methodist, the Brookwood Community, and Meteor Learning. Thank you all for your support and the partnership with HCU's nursing throughout the year, and in addition to this luncheon. We thank you so much. Give them a big round of applause. We also have many HCU and School of Nursing and Allied Health alumni in the audience. It's great to have you back on campus. Raise your hand. There you go. Please feel free to start your salads if you haven't already done so. Now gives me a chance to introduce to you, before I do that, by the way, just so you know, the centerpieces are yours for a donation. Sometimes we say that for the last. I'm saving that now. You can look and admire them. You can just already plan to take those babies home for a donation for this wonderful cause. Okay, I'll give you more information about that in just a second. But now I want to call up to the podium the Dean of the School of Nursing and Allied Health, Dr. Carol Lavender, followed by a word from HCU President Dr. Robert Salone.
It's great to be here today. We've got a lot to celebrate. First, I want to thank the Dean's Development Council Executive Committee for affirming me in the Dean role this year, and certainly for their charitable work supporting our programs under the direction of our infamous chair, Jane Marmion. Thank you, Jane. Next, I'd like to thank our individual supporters and once again, our generous luncheon table sponsors, Harris Health System, Houston Methodist, Meteor Learning, and my daughter's place of employment, the Brookwood Community. She's also an HCU alumni, not nursing though. I also want to share some good news and extend my sincere gratitude to Dr. Shante Bell and Dr. Mark Goss, School of Nursing and Allied Health Department chairs who collectively and collaboratively oversee 5 nursing programs and 5 nursing and 4 kinesiology academic programs with support from strong faculty and leadership. Together, we have had the privilege of working closely with the administrative staff team, students, alumni, and community partners, many of you. in the execution of the School of Nursing and Allied Health's 5-year strategic plan underpinned by HCU's core convictions. The overarching goals of the strategic plan include foster advocacy, academic excellence, engaging high-performing teams, transformative growth, and sustainability. Today, I would like to highlight a few milestone achievements that traversed all overarching goals this year. We operationalized new and improved kinesiology, exercise physiology, and nursing skills and simulation labs to supplement student experiential learning. And we're very proud of those labs. We inaugurated the Clinical Advisory Board, where our community partners provide counsel on program improvement and clinical internships that reflect the educational needs of new graduates in the community, and we have many of you here today. We obtained 20% increase in the first-time RN licensure pass rate, meeting the state of Texas benchmark and sustaining full approval from the Board of Nursing. We launched MSN Leader and Educator 2-year programs and the RN to MSN pathway, where associate degree nurses can obtain an MSN in 3 years while getting a BSN along the way. And most recently, we have partnered with Memorial Hermann Southwest Hospital to host a summer camp for our surrounding anchor community high schools interested in degrees and careers in health and wellness. As a celebratory part of our program today, we are here to honor the 2023 recipient of the Margaret Newman Outstanding Alumni Award. Before we do so, I want to recognize past alumni awardees. As I call your name, please stand and remain standing until all names are called. First, the 2022 HCU Distinguished Alumnus, Dr. Lori Moore, 1987 BSN graduate and Associate Administrator, Nursing Excellence Quality and Patient Safety at Harris Health System. And Margaret Newman Outstanding Alumni, 2022 awardee Dr. Shannon Roberts Hamlin, 1993 graduate and Director for the Center for Nursing Research, Education, and Practice at Houston Methodist Hospital and Associate Professor at the Houston Methodist Institute of Academic Medicine. It's our 2022 awardee. Is Shannon here? She is. We miss her. Tell her we miss her. 2019 awardee, Antoinette Tony Cotton, 1986 graduate and Chief Nursing Officer for Harris Health's Ben Taub General Hospital. '18 awardee, Dr. Nancy Ewell, 1972 graduate, my mentor, and former HCU Dean of Nursing, currently serving as Consulting Academic Strategist and Clinical Advisory Board Chair for the School of Nursing and Allied Health. And finally, not leastly, our beloved Joanna Poor. She was our 2016 awardee. Joanna is a 1958 Lilly Jolly alumnus and current chaplain of the Dean's Development Council. So another round of applause for all of these distinguished alumni. And now it is my privilege to introduce Blue Vallejo. Blue is Vice President of Operations and Chief Operating Officer for the Memorial Hermann Southwest Hospital, where he has served since 2018. Blue received his Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree from Houston Christian University and an MBA in Healthcare Management. Prior to his time at Southwest, Blue spent 15 years with Memorial Hermann Southeast in Pearland. Before venturing into his leadership career, Blue worked as a staff nurse in the ER, ICU, IMCU, OR, and PACU. During this time, he was named the Memorial Hermann Employee of the Year for his service and commitment to providing safe, quality care to his patients. Blue is a fellow of the Advisory Board Company, where he served and met in the nation's capital with healthcare industry leaders from across the U.S. to discuss best practices and learn from each other. In his spare time, Blue is an avid outdoorsman who enjoys anything from mowing the lawn to scouting wildlife and working cattle and goats at a ranch in the beautiful Texas Hill Country. And a final note is how Blue came to be a part of the HCU family. Blue was discovered by HCU professor Deborah Berry while doing work in a clinic. Deb, who is attending today, encouraged Blue to pursue nursing and study at HCU. He followed her advice, came to HCU, and completed the BSN program. He entered the profession in perioperative nursing. His combined nursing experience, leadership acumen, and interpersonal relationship skills led to a strong career trajectory in healthcare administration. We are proud to have Blue as an alumnus and recognize him today for a prestigious award created by the Dean's Development Council to commemorate an alumnus who has made a significant impact in nursing, community, and education. Named after Margaret Newman, an extraordinary nurse and graduate of the Lilly Jolly School of Nursing, which you all now know as the HCU School of Nursing and Allied Health, this award celebrates this special person who exemplified the heart of Christ through her skill as a nurse, her compassion for the community, and her dedication to education. At this time, please welcome to the stage Blue Vallejo and HCU President Dr. Robert Sloan to present the award.
Blue, I'm going to give you a chance in just a moment to make a few remarks. But first of all, congratulations on this award. As you could just hear from Dean Carol Lavender, this is a very prestigious nursing award that we're so honored to be able to give here at HCU. And you exemplify the characteristics that are so important to us, not only in the classroom and amongst our faculty, but particularly in the life of service that you extend to the community, to those in God's world. I have a gift for you that it's right here. We can leave it here and take it. You can take it at the conclusion of our program. But this is a Bible page. It's over 400 years old. It's from a 1610 Geneva Bible. That's even earlier than the 1611 King James Bibles. I always like to mention we did not tear up a Bible in order to, it was a Bible that our fabulous Bible Museum, if you have not been through the Dunham Bible Museum, you really need to do that. It's a marvelous experience. But occasionally we'll have Bibles that we're able to get at antique auctions and that sort of thing. And this one could not be repaired. And so we enjoy giving away pages with scriptures that have a noteworthy significance for the occasion. This passage in this text here is from 2 Peter. It goes all the way from the middle of chapter 1 towards the end of chapter 3. And in chapter 3, there's a verse that emphasizes the spotless behavior that we are called upon to give so that we can bear witness to Christ in the world and so that we can do God's work in the world. God is patient toward us. He is slow in one level, but he's not tardy. He is patient, longing for people to come to repentance. And so God bless you for the work that you do in the world in the name of Christ. We're very proud of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I think we'd have a photo op.
Oh, we got a picture. Okay.
Can you get over here? Or?
Should we come over here?
Thank you, sir. Wow. I mean, this is incredible, isn't it? I mean, never would I've imagined I'd be sitting here right now. It's just an incredible blessing. Just must start just by thanking our gracious Heavenly Father for even being considered for this prestigious honor. I have to admit that I never would have imagined I'd be standing in front of all of you today to receive the Margaret Newman Outstanding Alumni Award. And to be completely honest, while growing up in the rice fields of Anahuac, Texas, who knows where that is? There's a few here, bird watchers, I know. If you were to tell me that I was going to be a nurse, I would have believed that. It just goes to show you that, that you never know what's going to happen on this journey we call life. What I do know is that there are angels placed right here on earth to help guide us along our path. And I would like to take a little time to thank some of those angels that I've encountered. So first, to my beautiful wife, Stephanie, and I'll try not to cry. I'll get that from my dad. So thank you for your patience and for always putting up with me. I know it hasn't been easy, but you sure make it look that way. You've always pushed me to be more and believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. Thank you for your steadfast love and support to me and our 3 children, Christopher, Madeline, and our baby bear, Claire. You are truly awe-inspiring and the rock of our family. Next, to Miss Deb Berry and Dr. Nancy Ewell. Thank you both for seeing something in me and opening doors that I never considered. About 25 years ago, I was working in a family practice office, gaining experience to what I thought was going to be a physician assistant in Lake Jackson, Texas. It was there that I met Miss Berry while interacting with her students. She told me that I'd make a fantastic nurse, and if I've ever considered that. I think when she had asked me that, I probably laughed out loud because there was no way I was going to be a nurse. I just wasn't part of the plan, no way. But isn't life funny? I said a few months later, Miss Berry invited me to HCU, and that's where I met with Dr. Ewell. And the rest is history. I was on path to be a nurse, and what a blessing it has really been. Thank you both for the guidance and support, not only while obtaining the outstanding education at HCU, but for also staying close throughout my entire career. Thank you. Nursing has provided so many opportunities to serve, opened so many doors, and has provided so many wonderful experiences. I did one of my first clinical rotations as an HCU nursing student right across the road here at Memorial Hermann Southwest Hospital. Nearly 20 years later, I returned to the Southwest campus, but this time as the Vice President of Hospital Operations to serve our community with one of the best healthcare teams out there. And once again, to another angel on earth and my CEO, Melisha Patel, thank you. Thank you so much for taking a chance on me. My career in nursing has been an amazing blessing. Thank you, Houston Christian University, for providing me the education and skill set to forge the path. You made this unknown, unimagined, unbelievable dream a reality. Thank you, and God bless.
Blue, thank you so much, and God bless you. I'm so glad you mentioned some folk, and I want to also reiterate my appreciation for Melisha Patel. Melisha has done so much, not only for Memorial Hermann Southwest, but for HCU as well. We've been able to have partnerships in various projects, and we're very thankful for Memorial Hermann, and particularly, of course, the land we share, the neighborhood we share with Southwest. I want to call a few other names if I could, just to take a moment. But Jane, thanks so much, and to the Dean's Development Council, we are grateful for all of you and what you have done. You make an impact for the School of Nursing and thus to our world in the name of Christ because of these great nurses. And Gary Blackman, Gary, stand, lift your hand, something. Gary Blackman is chairman of the Board of Trustees of HCU, and he is just a great chairman. You have good chairs, and then you have great chairs. And Gary is in the great category. He has been such an encouragement to me. Anytime there's a problem faced or a challenge faced, I know I can call on Gary, and he is there. He's an encourager, and he's a man of great wisdom. So thank you so much for your service. He spoke in our convocation here recently and just did a marvelous job of communicating with young people. Well, Cambrell, thank you for doing this. We're so glad that you've deigned to give us a second chance to have you here. We're grateful for your leadership. Cambrell interviewed back in January, Gary Blackman and me, for the morning program, the exact name of which is Houston Newsmakers with Cambrell Marshall. And it was a great experience. He's a wonderful mixture of abilities. He's a person of great integrity, and so he can ask a tough question, but you don't feel offended at a tough question because he's such a great encourager. He's a man of wisdom and character, and it was a great start. It was the first public interview regarding our name change, and so thank you for letting us be able to launch that big shift in the university's history on that program. And by the way, speaking of asking the tough questions, since there's so many nurses in here, I know that several of you are doing your best not to stare at the big bandage that's on the side of my head. So I really appreciate that. As I walked in, somebody said, "Hey, Dr. Sloan, is it true you're auditioning for the part of Vincent van Gogh in the upcoming play?" No, that's not it. I did have, I love to call it surgery, Mohs. It's technically surgery. So I had surgery this morning. But it did take longer than I thought to get done. And so we got here just about 12:20. But anyway, I had two wonderful Memorial Hermann nurses who were there sort of prepping me, getting me ready for this procedure. And, times have really changed. I can tell that they're either really young or I'm getting older because they were doing stuff with my ear and, I'm trying to sound intelligent about what's going on. And so they're doing stuff with my ear and prepping it and so on. And I said, and the girl says, "It's going to be a little bit of a pinch." I never heard a needle called a pinch before. But it felt like a pinch, I have to say. Congratulations. It felt like a pinch. And I said, I said, "Are you putting in the deadener?" And she said, "What?" I said, "The deadener." She said, "Sir, we just put in a numbing solution." I said, "Oh, okay." I guess it's not a good thing to call something a deadener when you're... We have great nurses at the university, such a great history of nursing. And people like Stuart Morris, I still hope and maybe expect Dr. Morris to come in at some time. We've got a place saved there for him. He's planning to be here. But when you're 103, you get to decide when you come and when you don't come. So if he comes in later, just act like he's been there the whole time. And we'll find a way to celebrate him. But he's a wonderful man. I've talked to him on the phone twice this last week. And well, actually 3 times, counting the time he accidentally called me back. So he's just such a wonderful man. So thank you to the many donors here for not only for this event, but Jim and Sherry Smith, as you all know, have made a significant lead gift for our STEM building, which will greatly impact nursing with a lot of new space, a lot of renovated space, and then engineering in our, of course, pre-med and science programs. So these renderings here, I hope you'll take the opportunity to take a look at them. We're making great progress on that. The Lord willing, with one more significant gift, we will be getting close to breaking ground. So we're very excited about that. We've made great progress. With inflation going on, you don't know what the final, we're racing trying to keep up with the price in our fundraising, but we're very encouraged and God has blessed us in that. So if you haven't seen the new HBU's version of Independence Hall, Morris Family Center for Law and Liberty, if you've never been to Philadelphia and seen Independence Hall, don't bother because you can see Independence Hall right here on this campus. It's a beautiful facility. But today we're happy to celebrate the great things going on in nursing, not only the 5 special academic programs in nursing, but also 4 in kinesiology. We are just so grateful for the opportunity that the Lord has given us to serve the community in this way. So God bless all of you. Thank you for being here. You're getting close to eating, so I think I'm supposed to stay close by here, but so glad you're here. Thank you.
So when you're close to eating, that means that we're the ones standing in between eating and that. So, by the way, I will tell you that it's always neat to be surrounded by so many people who are nurses. I spend my time among nurses all the time anyway, so these days, my age. I'm seeing more of nurses than I ever thought I would. In fact, I'll be seeing some nurses at Southwest tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So,
They're probably seeing more of you than they ever
well, you know, Dr. Sloan and I are going to take our act on the road here pretty soon. So, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Dr. Sloan. How did you know what kind of procedure I was having? Now that you're staying here, I want to call up Nancy Ewell as a special presentation for you on behalf of the Development Council.
Hi, Dr. Sloan. Good to see you again. And I want to say we appreciate all that you're doing for the university. And I'm really excited about what you're doing for nursing and the STEM building and the sciences. It's an exciting time here for science and nursing.
Thanks so much.
So to show our support, the Dean's Development Council is very pleased to present a check to you from our supporters for the STEM and nursing building. So as a 1972 graduate, it's great to see the growth on campus. And thank you again, sir, for all your service.
Thank
Such
you
an
so
honor
much.
to be with you.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. Nancy, thank you so much. Nancy's one of the first people I met at the university 17 years ago, my first day on campus, and actually even before that. But since then, and since even before then, this new facility for science, for nursing, for engineering is the most clearly the greatest physical facility need we have on campus, and we're so thankful for this progress. Thank you all for this gift. God, we're so grateful.
So now I'd like to call Joanna Poor, the chaplain of the DDC, to give the invocation for our luncheon.
May we pray. Heavenly Father, thank you already for being present today and in the plans that were made ahead of time for this event. We want to thank you as well for the wisdom and the giftedness of the people that have shouldered the planning of this time together, for the university, for the School of Nursing and Allied Health Division. We give praise and thankfulness. We give an abundant measure of thanks for those in leadership at this God-planted university. We petition for health, strength, and guidance for the year ahead. And as the familiar song says, "Be thou my vision, may it be ours as well." I lay this prayer at the feet of our Savior, Jesus Christ, and say with me, amen.
Wasn't that special? Man, that's kind of makes you want to pass around the collection plate. But Dr. Sloan, you already got a check, so you're good to go. Please enjoy your lunch, everyone. By the way, we talked about those centerpieces. That's to support the STEM building campaign. So when you think about that, your donation for the centerpieces, see Caitlin Kelly at the registration and check-in table to turn in your support card and donation for that centerpiece. So thank you in advance for what you're going to do with the donations coming up. Enjoy your lunch. Remind you once again about the centerpieces, which are yours for a donation. See Caitlin Kelly at the registration table to turn in your cards as you leave. So that'll be important. Those centerpieces are very nice. Your donation will let you take it home. Please continue to enjoy your dessert. And now I have an opportunity to introduce our special guest speaker. By the way, Dr. Morris, good to see you, sir. Dr. Stuart Morris is here. You can take a look at the bio in your programs of our guest speaker. You'll see that Keith Jones is currently the Senior Vice President of Basketball Operations for the Houston Rockets, Director of Athletic Training Services for the Memorial Hermann Ironman Sports Medicine Institute. He's a certified athletic trainer, corrective exercise specialist, graduated from the University of Arkansas in 1985. Woo, pig suey. That's how they say that, right? I mean, they put a lot more energy into it, I know. But I have the little decorum while I'm here. It's a little bit, yeah. Began his career as a student trainer working for Lou Holtz's football and Eddie Sutton's basketball teams. Began his NBA career in 1988. Has been a recognizable face with the Houston Rockets since 1996, moving up within the organization to his current role. He served as athletic trainer for Team USA basketball for the 2008 Olympic Games, where the Team USA won the gold medal in Beijing, China. In 2001, he was voted by his peers as NBA Trainer of the Year. These are just some of his accolades. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Keith Jones.
Thank you, Cambrell. As you can hear, I'm losing my voice. Had a little cold this weekend, and I thought y'all may get lucky and not be able to hear me, but you guys lost out, so I could talk a little bit. Hope I don't let you down too much. And Blue, congratulations on everything. And listening to your speech, you kind of teed mine up for me, so I really appreciate that. I owe you one. When Paige Hernandez called me and asked me if I'd do this, my initial thought, anytime you're asked to speak, is no. But her and my daughter have been close for years, and I said, sure, I'll do that for you. And I spoke with Aaron a couple of times, and he put me at ease. So, as I was thinking about it and praying over it, just trying to figure out what can I say to this group of people, what do we have in common? I really didn't know, but I think the one thing that we all have in common is we all have this innate desire to help people, right? I think we all want to make a difference in the world. And I think as believers and followers of Jesus Christ, it's our duty to show others what God may look like through our actions every day. So I'll tell you, get into a little bit and tell you a little bit about myself. When I was growing up, just like every kid does when they grow up, I always thought and dreamt of what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I knew I wanted to be a pro athlete. Everything else I did not know anything about. I wanted to be a pro athlete. And I was a military brat. My father was in the Air Force for 26 years, and I was born in Minot Air Force Base in Minot, North Dakota, okay? And I know, I see looks on people's face, right? I didn't even know they had black people in North Dakota, right? Well, here I am, right here, okay? I grew up playing sports at every military base we went to. Baseball was my first love, but football, basketball, played them all, and by military standards, I was a pretty good athlete. In the Air Force Base, I held my own and was pretty good. We moved to San Antonio right before I started high school. My dad got stationed at Lackland Air Force Base, and it was the first time in my life I'd lived off of a military base, and it was the first time I went to school off a military base, and the first time I got to play sports with kids that didn't grow up in the military. And I learned something playing sports with those guys. I learned that from my lack of size and lack of talent, that my dream of being a pro athlete is gonna move way down the list of the things I wanted to be when I grew up. I tried out for a high school baseball team at Holmes High School. And let me get this thing straight again. And it was bad. It was a bad deal. The head coach said, hey, I tell you what, why don't you be a manager for the team? And then next year, come back and try it again. So that was the plan. I said, okay, that's cool. I could do that. I could hang around. I could take some batting practice and get a little stronger and get a little bigger and maybe come back and be able to do that. So that was my plan, but God had a different plan for me. And so I met, there was a guy at our school. We had an athletic trainer at our school. I'd never heard of an athletic trainer before. And there was a guy at our school, his name was T.R. St. Charles. Everybody called him Coach TR. And I used to watch him. I watched him work and watched how he interacted with people, not just coaches, but players and administrators, teachers, parents, and all that stuff. And the more I watched him, I said, you know what? I want to be like that. I want to do what he does. And so as a 14-year-old kid, I knew what I wanted to do. So I guess that was my calling into being an athletic trainer. And I began my student trainer career there. And athletic training kind of drew me in for a number of reasons. I'll discuss some of those with you. First of all, I love sports. I love everything about sports. I love teams, players, the atmosphere, competition. I used to study it. I was that little nerdy kid, like baseball. Like I said, baseball was my first love. I dissected baseball down to, okay, pitcher's mound is 60 feet, 6 inches, right? Okay, what about if it was 61 feet? Or if it was 60 feet? How would a curveball break? What would a slider look like, right? Base path is 90 feet. What if it was 89? What if it was 91? Those bang plays, at the plate and at first base, it'd be completely different. That was me. So I loved sports, right? Second, I love being part of a team. So even though I wasn't going to be on the actual field playing the game and competing, I was still a member of a team. And that was important to me, that I'm a part of something that's bigger than me and something that I have to pour myself into and be dedicated to. And I'm around people that are doing the same thing. And, being part of that team, if and when you do lose, and that's going to happen, it's comforting to know that you're in a room with people that kind of share that same empty feeling, but you're able to lift each other up and get ready for the next one and try to get a win. I think saying that, if you ever listen to pro athletes when they retire, that's the hardest part, right? It's the game is one thing, getting banged around and all that, but it's leaving those guys in the locker room. That's the one thing they remember, and that's an important thing. The third thing is I love helping people. It's just who I am. And there's something about me that just likes to see somebody go from one place that's not real good, and I could help them get to a better place. And I think athletic training, when you have an injured player and you're able to take him from that state where he's injured through a rehab program and he's able to return to sport, that's a very fulfilling thing. So I've always liked to help people. And then the fourth thing, I hate to say this, but I'm gonna say it. Being a student trainer helped me to get out of putting books away in the library in 6th period. Had an open class, so Coach TR took me in, and so I'm not saying that was part of my calling, but I vividly remember thanking God that I got that break and I didn't have to sit in the library and put books away for an hour. So 3 years as a student trainer in high school, and then off to the University of Arkansas to see if this thing was really what I wanted to do. I got a chance to work with the football teams at the University of Arkansas with Lou Holtz, and the basketball teams coached by Eddie Sutton. We were in Southwest Conference at that time, and we were pretty good. And during the summers, I think sophomore, junior summers, I got a chance to be an intern with the Philadelphia Eagles during their training camp. Dick Vermeil was the head coach and had some great times there. And then upon graduation, the Eagles hired me as a season-long intern. So I spent the 1983 season in Philadelphia, and it was fun. I had some good times there. And from there, I was selected to be a head athletic trainer in the USFL, the real USFL, not this one they have now, the real one. Back then, and at the time, I was the youngest head trainer in pro sports, and I made it through there somehow. And then that league folded, and I rejoined Coach Holtz back at the University of Minnesota. He left Arkansas and went to Minnesota, so I went there as his trainer for football. And for any of y'all that don't know of Lou Holtz or never had the chance to hear him speak, you've missed it. He's unbelievable. He's one of the best motivators of people that I've ever met in my life, and one of the greatest storytellers of all time. He has a story and a lesson for any life situation, that you could ever think of. One thing that he talked about a lot, and it resonated with me, was what it takes to be successful. And he would preach that to our teams every year. And, he did a lot of speaking engagements, and he would always talk about that. But what does it take to be successful? What are the keys to success? And he made a pretty difficult topic. He broke it down and made it pretty easy. He had 3 things, right? 3 things that he says will help you be successful. Number 1 is to do what's right. Just do what's right. Always obey the laws, respect other people, be kind, be courteous, do the right thing, right? Always be on time, and always be somebody that can be trusted. Number 2, do the absolute best you can in everything that you do. All right, we all have limits, physical limits, financial limits, whatever. We all have limits. But we also all have the ability to dig down deep when we need to and get the very best out of ourselves. So always do the best you can. I think one of the best feelings you could have is when you prepare for something, fully prepare, put it all on the line, do everything you know how to do, and you go out there and you execute, whether it's a game or a test or anything, and you gave it your best and you live with the result. That's always a good feeling. You lay down and go to sleep at night with no regrets on that. And the third thing, and the most important, so you had do what's right, do the absolute best you can. The third thing is let people know you care about them. Tell people you love them. Show people that you genuinely care about them and how they're doing, that you should get invested in other people. It's that simple. And I've committed myself to these 3 rules. And for the most part, I can say that Coach Holtz was pretty spot on. Now, when I talk about success, I don't speak about myself. I don't, but success, it's a great thing. It's a wonderful thing, right? Truly is to be considered by others as one of the best in your field of endeavor, right? To garner those accolades, to reap the benefits and rewards of being at the top of your game. It's what we all desire and what we all want at some level in our life. But there's something else that, success is here, but I think there's something else that's bigger, but we'll get to that in a minute, all right? Now, don't get me wrong. I want everybody in this room to continue to be successful, to be that guy or that girl that's in the top of your field, like we say in pro sports, to get the bag, to get paid, right? I want everybody to be able to do that. And all my successes in my career, and I was able to write down 5 of them that I thought were pretty important. Graduating college was 1. Becoming a certified athletic trainer was 2. Reaching the NBA as the first African-American athletic trainer, that was 3. Athletic Trainer of the Year, to be, get that award from all the guys that do the same thing you do. I thought that was pretty big. And number 5 was winning 2 Olympic gold medals, 2000 and 2008 with men's basketball. But in all these successes that I had, it always went back to the people that were there for me the whole time. The people who taught me about life, that cared for me, that loved me through the good and the bad. I think about my parents, who taught me to love everyone like God loved them, to know right from wrong, and to be proud of who you are and where you came from, to work hard for what you want, to be gracious, kind, and humble, but to always be tough and stand up for yourself. I think about my brother and my sister, who used to kick my butt at everything and made me competitive. I think about my beautiful wife, Madge, and my 3 amazing kids, Morgan, Alex, and Isaiah, who taught me unconditional love, how to love unconditional, and taught me what to really value in life. I think of all those people, but at the same time, when I've gotten those awards and achieved that success, I think of T.R. St. Charles at Holmes High School in San Antonio. I think of Dean Weber at the University of Arkansas. I think of Otho Davis at the Philadelphia Eagles. I think of Tom Rutledge at the University of Arkansas. These men were all athletic trainers that I was fortunate enough to work with and learn from. And they all showed me something in their character that made me want to be like them. They were and they still are very significant people in my life. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen the movie 7 Days in Utopia or read the book, 7 Days in Utopia. It's a friend of mine, Dr. David Cook, wrote the book, and it's about golf, but it's about life. And I don't want to give too much because I want you guys to see it. It's really cool. But there was a part in there, the main character, Lucas, he's a golfer, and he's playing in a tournament qualifying for the Texas Open. And on the 18th hole, the wheels fall off. I mean, his game goes to shreds. His dad's his caddy. His dad walks out. His whole life just goes bad. So he gets in his car and he starts driving home. And he ends up in Utopia, Texas, right? Which is a real town, right? Out in the hill country. Ends up in Utopia, Texas, and he meets an old rancher. And this rancher tells him, give me a week and I'll help you get your game together. So there's an excerpt from the book that I wanted to read. And so this was Johnny, the rancher, talking to Luke, the golfer. He said, "It is our job to seek God and listen to his calling for our lives. I believe that he sent you to me at this time in your life. You are an empty person on a journey to success, a destination that has never filled the deep longings of any person's life. You have been controlled by your performance in life and the opinions of others. You have lost sight of what it means to live a life of significance. You see, success is a destination. It's a score, while significance is an eternal calling." How about that? So you have success and significance, right? So success, being successful in your lifetime, achieving a status or a level of achievement that set markers that are set by other people, right? And those markers are good and some great, okay? That's success, and there's nothing wrong with that. Significance, on the other hand, is how your life will be measured in relation to the number of people that you affect, okay? It isn't earned. Significance isn't earned. A significant life is gauged by how much of yourself you gave away, not what you collected. Even the most successful life will come to an end at some point, right? Nobody lives forever. It's inevitable that when somebody dies, we celebrate their success in different ways for many years, but those memories and things eventually fade away into just numbers or stats. We reminisce by talking of the level of success and awards and championships they may have won at some point, comparing those great people to other great people before and after them, right? Who's the GOAT? Who's the greatest of all time, right? Is it Michael Jordan or is it LeBron, right? Is it Tom Brady or is it Tom Brady, okay? All the things that we talk about from time to time, at a restaurant or bar, in a barber shop, or class reunion, just hanging out. But when we can all sit and you could talk about people who had a tangible and positive effect on who we are at this moment in time, those special teachers, counselors, coaches, family members, relatives, neighbors, friends, whoever it was in your life, that person that you connected with at a level that literally changed the course of your life. Those are the significant people we all need in our life and should desire to be like them one day. There's a quote that reads, "In everyone's journey, there was someone who makes a difference in your life." Think about that one for a second. Who is the one person or people in your life? They may not be wealthy, famous, or household name, but you had and still have a desire to be just like that person, just by the way they lived their life and how they poured that out to people, and it changed people, including you. What they demonstrated to you changed how you thought about things in your own life. It may have helped in the way you communicate with others and how you're able to relate to all people. They taught you without even knowing they were doing it at the time. They taught you how to care differently about yourself and about other people. They listened to your dreams and offered positive encouragement for you to dream even bigger and achieve those dreams. They taught you how to have faith in God and yourself and be kind to others. Those people have become significant in your life. When you leave here today and go about doing whatever it is we're going to do when we leave here, I challenge all of you to think of those people who played that role in your life. Reach out to them and let them know that. Tell them you appreciate them for being a positive person in your life and career to this point. Thank them for their prayers, their sacrifices, and positive words that they spoke to you. You may really be surprised that a lot of these people never knew that they played that role in your life. I was watching, I want to say it was Oprah Winfrey or something one time, and I saw Maya Angelou on there. She's always interested me, and so I was watching her, and she said something that was really deep, really heavy, and I've always remembered it. She said, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So I want to leave here today by wishing each and every one of you the utmost success this world has to offer. I would love for all you to become the best at whatever it is you decide to conquer. I hope that you stop me in the parking lot one day at H-E-B or Whataburger or somewhere and say, hey, Mr. Jones, I did it. I achieved what I wanted to achieve. I really do. I got the bag. I got the bag, all right? But my prayer for all of you today is that as you strive and achieve that success in this crazy race that we call life, that you would also allow yourself to remain helpful, always be humble, and become that person that is significant in the life of others. Remember, a successful life has an end point, but a significant life can create change for generations. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
So we have something in common. You didn't know this. Your dad was a 26-year Air Force. My dad was a 30-year Army. They had the better career because he's in the Army instead of Air Force. But that's okay. But my 9th grade football picture, the team was undefeated and unscored upon. And there's a picture of all of us on the steps. And I'm there as well, but I'm a manager. Always knew from that point on that I was not going to be a professional athlete. Thank you so much for those inspiring words, success and or significance. And you're right, Blue teed that up for you. All the significant people in his life are right here. And all these nurses are significant people, period, aren't they? In so many different ways. That's why it's so neat to be a part of this event today, because of who you represent as nurses, and those of you who support nurses. You make such a significant difference in our lives. In the next year and 9 months until I retire from KPRC, which is what my plan is, I'm going to be spending as much time as I can trying to do what you just talked about and to continue to try to be significant in the lives of others. And I think that most of us here today, when we leave here, will think about that as you want us to do. And think about ways that we can continue to make people, make ourselves better by being able to make a difference in the lives of other people. So thank you so much. We'd like to mention that a donation to the School of Nursing and Public and Allied Health has been made on your behalf in honor of your presence today. So thank you so much for that, and for those who have made that donation, thank you as well. To conclude our program, I'd like to welcome to the stage Zaina Al-Zahouri, an allied health student, and Catherine Romero, a nursing student, to speak to you about their student experiences and possibly future plans. Zaina, Catherine.
I just realized I missed the opportunity to ask you how the weather is today, but it's okay, we'll talk about it later. For everyone who don't know me, my name is Zaina Al-Zahrawi, and I'm a senior. I'm graduating in May. I'm so excited. I'm a kinesiology wellness management major and a biology minor, so I am studying pre-medicine as well, so this is a pretty big deal for me. Today I stand with you with great pleasure and pride to talk about the kinesiology department here at Houston Christian University. As someone who has witnessed firsthand the incredible work and the dedication of this department, I can confidently say that it deserves nothing but the highest of praise. The kinesiology department is truly a gem within our university, and it's an academic department that is dedicated to the study of human movement and physical activity. It's a field that is essential to the overall health and well-being of individuals, and the kinesiology department here at HCU is leading that way into this important area. One of the more remarkable aspects of this department is the passion and dedication of the faculty members. The professors and the instructors in this department are not only experts in their field, but they're very committed to providing perfect and exceptional education to their students. They're always willing to go above and beyond to help students figure out difficult concepts and encourage them to pursue their passions in their field. This department offers a wide range of programs. They're designed to meet the diverse needs of students here at HCU. Whether you're interested in pursuing a career in athletic training or even administration or management, for example, the kinesiology department here has a program fit for you. Now, I know a couple students who are studying pre-dental, pre-physician assistant, or things like that, or even like me, medical school, and they kind of think of kinesiology as kind of like a different or spontaneous choice of health profession. But a lot of people overlook the fact that kinesiologists treat and study the entire human body. We see diet and exercise as treatments and not only medication. And it's just such a great broad field. Even management and administration are areas of studies to be considered and offered here at Houston Christian University. The department has smaller class sizes. They provide students with a more individualized attention from their instructors. I know I took full advantage of that. It's really enhanced my learning experience here at HCU. We have more opportunities to interact with our professors outside of our classes, and we have a more personalized feedback and guidance from our professors, and that's something that I am truly grateful for. It truly allowed for a more tight-knit community between the students and the faculty here on campus. We kind of fostered collaboration and camaraderie between the faculty and students here. We also helped and allowed for a more up-to-date sort of coursework, relevant coursework. Because we're such a small-knit community, we are allowed to stay updated with things that are happening and changing within the kinesiology field on a day-to-day basis. This department provides students with a more personalized and enriching educational experience. Before I go on to my conclusion, I wanted to thank Dr. Gauss and Dr. Bobart for allowing me to speak here today. I greatly appreciate it. They are really amazing. I wouldn't have been able to do this without them, so thank you guys so much. In conclusion, I am honored to have the opportunity to speak about the Kines department here at HCU. Its faculty members and its programs are truly amazing, very exceptional, and they have made significant impacts on students' lives, and I know they truly have for me. I'm here at the end, graduating in May, and who's to say, like, I wake up and I'm like, wow, I actually do want to go to class today because I have great professors. And that's not really something that a lot of students, they dread going to class. But with the kinesiology department, I'm like, yeah, I know who's teaching this morning, and I'm so excited to go to class today. And I go out learning something new every single day, whether it has to do with the curriculum or not. There's always some sort of enriching experience when I come out of class, and I'm so grateful for it. God bless. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Catherine Romero, and I'm part of the nursing department. So I am a junior, third semester, and I graduate this upcoming December. And so I was asked to kind of give more of a personal statement based on my nursing experience and just to share a little bit about myself. So I'm from El Salvador. I was born over there and raised until the age of 7 when I moved here. And I went to every single grade. I probably went to a different school. I've been to so many schools here in Houston and the Rocheron area. And so it's been difficult kind of finding a community. And going into college, I had no idea what a college application was. I had no idea which universities I could go to or how the process even worked. And so it was really challenging for me being a first generation student and having to find out that for myself. And so I didn't know what career to take. I thought I was going into business or something else really far from nursing. And my senior year, I decided to become nursing. I don't know why. I truly believe that it was God placing me here because I did not make that decision for myself. And so I came into college as a very introverted girl, very shy, and I was class of 2020, and so I was literally scared of socializing because I thought I was gonna get sick, and I was like, no, I don't want to get sick. I don't want to get my family sick. And so I like to come to class, but straight back home because I was like, no, I don't want to have any friends. But God just knew that that wasn't the path that was for me, and I found a community here at HBU. And going into School of Nursing itself was like a whole different dynamic, and it was really crazy. And if I'm honest, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And so nursing school is known to be the reason for many tears, many sleepless nights, a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. And I would like to say that it's true. I've experienced all those things. But at the same time, I have been blessed to have the opportunity to experience a whole new side of nursing. And so I've been blessed by a community of other fellow students who know that we're all here for the same reason. We all have that love and compassion for people. And we want to share that with each other. Like, we do not make this a competitive place at all, which is something that I really love about the university. We have been there for each other, supporting each other, and building each other out. And so I'm really grateful for that opportunity to have that here at Houston Christian University. I'm also have been surrounded by amazing professors who truly care about our education and learning experience. I've witnessed them like spend extra time with us personally, making sure that we understand concepts. They have been with us outside of class time, just talking to us in the hallway for like 2 hours on like basically on our life or anything that we're struggling with. They have been there to support us both academically and physically, personally, and everything. And I've also witnessed them spend time outside of their classroom hours coming into lab with us on days that we don't even have class, just to make sure that we understand what's going on, that we know what skills we're doing and how to perform those correctly, because it's something important, because we're dealing with other people, we're dealing with patients. These are lives and not just a mannequin that we see here in lab, and just making sure that we have those foundational skills set and ready to go. It's something that I really appreciate about every single one of these staff members. And they have taught me so much about the nursing profession and what it really means to be there for a patient, like the sweetness of communication, the importance of listening to your patient, the need of a thorough assessment and not just what they're here for, and just the leadership of being a patient advocate. That's so important, and that's something that has really stuck with me. And yes, they have shaped my education, but I also believe that they have helped to shape my character. Like I said, I came in as a really shy person, scared of socializing, but I believe that I am not as shy anymore. I'm not the clueless freshman that I used to be, and I'm not the random person that showed up to nursing orientation one day. And so just to kind of share a little story, and I'm gonna put Dr. Brownlee on the spot for this one. I remember about a year ago, we had our head to toe assessment. And I was so scared. I was like, if I fail this, I'm out of the nursing program. I don't want to fail. I'm so scared. And I remember that I went through it in, I think, like 45 seconds. And I remember that she came up to me afterwards, and she was like, wow, you did so good. Like, you did it really fast, too. And I was like, thank you. But in my head, I was like, if she knew that I just went on autopilot mode, I had no idea what was going on. I just went through it. And I'm just really grateful for that, because those were, again, the foundational skills that I'm able to use now, going into clinical and dealing with patients. And so they have helped me learn about myself, about the community, about the impact of fellowship. And although I don't know everything about nursing yet, I still have a semester left to go. And even though I don't know everything about myself, I'm really eager to learn more about the profession as I go. And when I look back at time now, I can truly say that it was God, the one who placed me here. And he was the one that opened up these doors for me to take. And he basically lit the path for me to take. And I'm just really grateful for this opportunity. And to even be the person standing here today, the nursing student, I'm really grateful. And I just want to say again, thank you for all the faculty members, and thank you for all of you sitting here today. I'm so grateful, because without you, none of this would have been possible. So thank you.
Wow. After listening to them, I want to come back to school. Can I skip the application process and get on in? Because I'm sure the bar is up here, and it's been a long time since I did anything schoolwork-wise. So thank you so much. That really gave us a good sense of what goes on here at this university and how the staff and the professors play such a personal role and your success. I was sitting there trying to think about that. I remember Clarabelle Costello, who was my 7th grade English teacher. Beyond that, I can't remember any of the professionals along the way. I certainly can't remember any of my college professors at Arizona State, where we had 26,000 students when I was there in 1970, and now they have over 50,000. We didn't have, in a class of 350, 400 kids, there was no way that I remember a few names, but not necessarily for positive reasons. But Houston Christian University is a gem in this community for what you do. We're celebrating nurses today, but clearly from what these students just talked about, you are to be really, really excited and honored and humbled about what this university means to this community and these individuals who make up our community going forward. So thank you for that. As we close our luncheon, you're invited to support the School of Nursing and Allied Health by completing, if you haven't done it, completing the card in your program. You see opportunities to support nursing and allied health students with much needed supplies in addition to scholarship support. So please take advantage of that. You also have opportunity to be involved in that STEM campaign I was telling you about. That's a great program. You look at the building here, you want to see the earth turned and get those buildings started pretty soon here. Your purchase of the centerpiece, your donation toward the centerpiece is going to be a big part of that. So please make sure you fill out that card and turn in your contribution at the registration table when you leave. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for attending. Thank you for having me back a second time. If I'm lucky, maybe it'll be a third time. The next year will be my last time as an employee because I'm retiring in 2024. So that'll be a good thing for me. It's 47 years in the business now. So 2 years from now, I'll be definitely ready to be done. But I won't ever be done with being able to be invited to your campus and your campus and your campus and your campus. Thank you so much, everybody. Be safe as you're traveling. Thank you again, and we'll see you next year.